Hi. Hello. I guess we're gonna begin the game again. Hi guys, I missed you.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide.
Ah, shit.
My name is Davey Wreden. I wrote the Stanley Parable.
Shit.
And while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events
Where are your
that
words?
happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some
Wasn't
personal
there
stuff.
captions?
And his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is...
We shall see. I got big water.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide.
I fixed
My
it.
name is Davey Wreden. I wrote the Stanley Parable. And while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff.
I didn't know that.
His work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
Yay!
And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D
How's the
environment.
audio?
But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games.
To the tech
not
issue
that they're
stream.
all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is.
Thank you for your first time
And that's exactly
chat.
what we're going to do here.
Recently finished it.
So,
Hell yeah.
It's
I've
2008.
never played before.
Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet. He just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made. Until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again.
This is really interesting.
And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction.
Okay, we're back
Let's
in the
take a
same
look at
place,
Coda's
no
first
blue
proper
screen.
game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Okay. Let's see if we can get through the door. Oh.
Whisper machine active. Shift destruction imminent.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
The doorways are
Security call breached.
so funny.
Hostile alien life form inbound.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
I was thinking that
You
too.
can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
It's an interesting
Enemy
perspective.
force neutralized. Begin shooting.
Like, what
I love
is
how you
it?
can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Hey, that's really funny. I kind of like the vibe of this world though. Like, I imagine.
Apparently, the space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the Whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Oh. That's a little deep.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Oh, this is already Stanley Parable coded. Oh.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind. Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
The past was behind her. Oh, interesting. That's scary. But the future.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Oh, this is actually cool.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends.
I actually really enjoyed that.
Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Oh, we're in a box. We're in a very finite box. You are now entering.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting. Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what
I kind of relate to that a lot, though. Like, I'm an unfinished project girly when it comes to, like, projects. We're going slower.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
What if I just keep crawling? What if I just keep crawling instead? What if I just do that instead? With the creator's intent. I think we should just keep crawling. Because it'll make getting there that much sweeter, you know? That's the whole... point. We're just gonna keep crawling. I'm gonna drink my Dr. Pepper. We're gonna keep going. That wouldn't change anything though. I would, I guess my biggest ask is just no, like, spoiler in any direction of anything. Because, like, if I want to figure it out, I'll figure it out, you know? If we keep crawling, then this will be the best stream of the year. Well, we are almost there, Lumu 5. We're almost there. We're gonna keep crawling. We can crawl backwards. There's so much wind. It kind of makes you wonder, like, if more complete, what game do? I've only ever messed around with 2D game design. But, like, this kind of inspires me to mess around with 3D design. There's just something about, like, being in it that I think I forget sometimes. You know, I can't imagine the code for this game as a whole with all these different games in it. Oh, you're okay. Yeah, you're good. I say a lot of rhetorical stuff. You're totally fine. I speak in rhetoric. My curiosity just escapes my face most of the time. Now, the question is, are we going to proceed this speed? Or are we going to like we're a snail.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games. Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
That was special. The selling your own organs until you die one was like actually kind of deep because like there's so much behind that. Like so much. Oh. Let's have a never made a game. That would be fun.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle.
Oh.
Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Huh? What do you mean? Oh. Huh. Now, I never claimed I was good at puzzle solving.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Okay.
We're gonna see it a lot.
We're gonna see it a lot. Got it. There's something about like the way the environment is, it's really intriguing.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room. How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea.
Holy shit.
In the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
That's how I feel playing Woo-Wah sometimes. Like, some of the lore, even when the main character's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, it's like, yeah, because that's the point. The other one was entering.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
So Coda's brain is like really interesting is what I'm picking up from this. The Great and Lovely Descent. I need to be shaking my rat, bro. I can't like approach a cabin.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development. To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how
I noticed
they seem to
like
stem
lighting
from an engine
and stuff.
That's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
It's interesting that he pointed that out because like I noticed that. Oh, we're gonna die! Ah! Uh-oh. Goodbye, world. Oh, just kidding. We just took the shortcut. I want... Okay. No access. Whoa! Ooh, this is creepy.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
That's really interesting.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Just because the game is playable doesn't mean that it's, like, profound. Wish you didn't skip that. That would be funny. Or if you could, like, opt in to stay. It's funny, he mentions him and Coda arguing a lot, which is... It's interesting. I don't know, this whole dynamic is a very... weird one, because why put it out there if he didn't himself want to do that?
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
The smoke on the ground's cool.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over.
It makes you think.
I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
My interpretation is that, like, some things are repetitive, but that doesn't make it not, like, interesting, I guess. Oh. Now this is already deep.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
What was up there? There were these floating colored boxes. You've been there. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. We need to get up there. Do you understand? But I can't tell them? That's really, like, deep. Oh. Hello. Oh, we get to live through each one. Oh, okay. I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. Don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon. I did actually point out that I liked the smoke in there.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Ooh. This is scary. Oh, wow. This is really...
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind it.
I think that's a surface level to what those other games were.
That idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
I think it's that... to me, it's that Coda was trying to make the games more digestible for others, but that doesn't mean that it didn't have its own intent and meaning behind it. Just because people didn't understand it. Oh. Nice room, not. These are all gonna be like anti.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played. But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing.
I was about to say, this
I could
is
just
really...
get to know you through your work. I think this is why
this
I always
says a lot
Coda's
about
games
what's
so much.
going on
It's
inside
because it
someone's
felt like
head.
they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
I don't think that it's, like, I think this is a lot more sad. And it speaks to people and their lack of filter in games. Like, this is like the Elden Ring experience. Like the psychology of placement of items. It's like when you get a toy when you're a kid and it's like your car and the doors don't open. It's the same feeling. It's just like a universal I need to be inside thing. This is so interesting. That painting's really pretty. It's also like weirdly haunting. Thank you for the lurk, Wolf. What's the second one that said Devil Tower Star? Oh, we lost textures.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it.
He cut it up and spread it between worlds.
Is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
There are those 3 dots again.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together.
I like the little sounds.
At that elusive bigger picture.
Ooh, this is psychological. Typing. Can you say something? Whoa. I'm gonna relocate myself over here. Cool. Oh, we're in the back rooms. This is that damn road.
See, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Oh. Put a giant hole in the ground. What? Huge picture of a horse. It's not listening to me, which is totally on purpose. You gave a table already. Oh.
There's a bit more to this one, but still it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
It's like being in an IKEA, bro.
So okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Need to shake my rat.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Oh,
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons.
Oh.
This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
It's really eerie. Oh. Hello. Who is this? I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too?
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Oh, damn.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
My mind is running like 1,000 miles per hour right now.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
I'll run to the restroom real quick before we progress.
Go still.
David,
the mattress is
your
on sale for
Amazon
$3.
Good. Everyone better go eepy sleepy nights, or I'll be there in the walls. No, I won't. I won't be in your walls. Sorry.
to sleep. Yes, my lord.
My Noctis. Don't you dare do it. You son of a gun. You know what?
Am I still holding the bread? I think I am. Oh no, I've been scooped up again.
Get juked.
Introduce me to everybody. So who is this?
Yes. Okay. So hold on. So what you have in your hand?
Yes.
Yep. That's Quinn that you have.
Hi, Quinn.
And this here.
Yes.
This is White Chris here.
Yes.
And then I'm assuming.
Hi, buddies. What just happened? No! How did you... Where is it? Oh, sorry. It's...
Shift how to make my audio louder. I don't remember what button it is.
what is happening to the boat?
Whoa. Your boat's fucked up.
No, everything's fine.
I wish y'all could see this on my stream right now.
All of their audio is fucked. Can you get out of the boat real quick?
Okay, hold on. Everyone's talking at once. Everyone shut up.
Can you get out? Can you get out? Can you get out?
I'm out of the boat.
Okay, now go.
I'm back. Hey. Just get back into it. Hello.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Oh. Gob. I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Though I might be having to clean this entire house by myself, and right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on.
I just moved!
From here on out, he begins putting much more effort. And this particular
I swear to God. I'm up here now.
game took 2 months to create as a result.
Damn. The place is nice, so I'm glad to stay here all night. Well, now you might just be getting a little ahead of yourself there. No, why don't we start cleaning and then you decide. You're right. Do it. I can have nothing. Okay. Start cleaning and then you decide whether you can do it all night. I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table? Okay. That's the table I want to see. Run into the bedroom and make the bed. Yeah! Oh. There's a lot going on here. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? Well, I don't enjoy it so much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel a kind of calm that rests in the pit of my ribcage. My soul just can't be soothed any other way, it seems. Which I guess is about all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows? You guys are right. God, okay, you know what? Clean the spill. Mop? An incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with it? Make it especially cheesy. No, please tell me. No need to be perfect. We're all just human. The books. Clear these dishes
After
off
the
the
intense
table.
set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
How do you do it? Let me tell you something. Your house is only as difficult to clean as you are. If you're finding the work hard, maybe you have a bit of housekeeping to do before you come to work. Ha, and here I go with another lecture. Of course I would. Don't you worry about all that nonsense.
I know that Kuda really liked
For now,
this
just
game.
smooth out the rug.
Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Earlier, when I said I had a really cheesy thought, that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. And that's what makes moving so hard. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. I get it, that's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. But there's a bit of truth in it, no? Hi, Glipped! Anyway, so, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Yes, clean up the books. It's just so peaceful.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Question.
But,
do you
of course,
enjoy this?
It can't last. The music stops,
no!
Your companion is gone,
no!
It's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
But this wasn't a dark space. Oh, I went out the door and there's not any walls. This is so interesting. There it is.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Items you love at member-only
gets
prices. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is, how do we do it? But how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. It is so easy. It is so easy.
About halfway through the game,
being perfect is
shifts.
effortless. This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort?
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Well, let me tell you right now, it isn't effortless, then it's not the right answer. Thank goodness all of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. Seek out the one thing. What is this easiest, simplest path forward? And this is a TED Talk. Ha ha ha, just kidding. Holy shit, you guys, something is coming out of the back of the room. Look out. It's gonna destroy you. I didn't stick to the
script. I felt pretty hard for this one.
Perfection.
I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have.
Society right now.
Assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
Yeah, everyone's just pretending that they're fine right now.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Stage. That shit ain't even on the ground. Doors aren't meant to be used. Can I just... Going my own way, chat. I want to climb. I cannot. We're on stage now. Ah! It's okay. Places, please. Right. I'm meant to be here. You'll be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Okay, I'm leaning. I'm exuding Riz. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello. Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her, be a human being. Do it again. Doesn't compute in my brain. I'm super scared right now. No, that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. Maybe some reason it was just one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Talk to her again. I'm sorry I said that I was reversed. You must have worked really hard to get to where you are. Boing. 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 Oh! Person! Boing. 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 I want to loop myself. No! No! I wanted to keep doing that. No one can understand your lived experiences as much as you can. I'm in jail. Oh. I guess I'll start walking.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his game.
You don't get to decide
like
what's for someone else's life.
To connect with this person, to bring him closer.
He's evil.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
I don't like the narrator. Never have, never will. He sus. Oh. I have to keep my eyes closed? Okay. No, I don't fuck with the the narrator. The narrator and me have beef. Cause like, he just doesn't get Coda. How long am I supposed to keep my eyes closed? Chat, I just realized I can't. You can't tell me because I can't open my eyes. Do I walk? Don't answer that because I can't see. Chat, I can't hear you. Did I pause the game?
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Oh. You open your eyes. I actually didn't. I was just like acting like I was going to. Guys, I think we're gonna die. There's a solution to this with your eyes closed? Bye. Truth is to speak something that is honest. Oh, I can't keep making these. It's the truth. I don't
Like I said, I was
feel
getting
it anymore.
concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him.
I haven't been honest.
Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like,
I'm alone.
You know how sometimes a person will just deflect
Thank
anything
you,
that
Terry.
you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was
We're
that
gonna
kind of
be
thing.
okay.
Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Hello. Well, that was a pretty transition. Where did this island come from? Boop, boop, boop. Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. When I try to create, I feel empty. Relatable. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. There's a machine that kept me going and it stopped. You're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. need to see it to know why it stopped.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Yeah, this is really interesting. And I still don't really know what to think.
You can't
but I have
yourself
a lot
out
of like
loneliness.
conflicted feelings about the narrator.
You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash. Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about, and I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing.
But it's not about you, bestie.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so lost. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
But it's not about you unless you are him. This whole time. That cry
but it
was
didn't stop.
Too
After
real.
finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Big water! Astray Delta, I hope you've been well. Sorry, I'm kind of lost in the sauce of this game. Why are you guarding my puzzle that I'm emotionally attached to? I intend to be quick. The machine is Coda. Oh, Lord. I feel like this is semblant of the pressure that narrator has put on Coda to release the games to the public, when that's not my understanding so far of what Coda wanted. Hello. Those are the 3 dots!
And of course, it's the machine.
You stopped. You stopped feeding us. The people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? Because it's not about that! I've been so alone. Apologize for leaving me. I have seen the thing you know nothing. Coda is not... No one's entitled to this. This poor little machine. This reminds me of Black Mirror. My followers, my friends. My friends. This is like that episode that I had you watch. I have a troubling revelation. The machine will not apologize to us. Except I feel like the bad guy and I hate it. We do not need its games. Let us show it that we are not failures. Neither! Better to destroy the product than the person. Oh, we're on stage. I have a gun. Oh, what's gonna happen, bro?
Remember, you can click to fire the gun.
I don't wanna. Oh. I'll make sure you are known forever.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people.
That doesn't fix it,
feedback on his games.
Narrator.
It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him?
Feedback is bad!
If you could see the difference it would make, to have more actual conversations with other human beings,
this is bad!
Would that bring him out of his mental spiral?
You are a bad friend!
Confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning
That's why I said you're evil! Evil! This is not what friendship looks like.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all is just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
And then he probably didn't like that. Reasonably. Okay. No. Put it down. No autonomy, bro.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do?
No!
Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need. To be told that my work is good.
It's not about you!
Good.
God, this
when someone really connects with the thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something...
This is like...
I really felt like I'd done something good. Like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves. And I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem.
I'm fine.
When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling.
It's not your games!
Best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So
it sounds like Lumu when he's having a fake spiral.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game.
Like when you're like in your evil arc.
Takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess.
When it's on purpose.
And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Yeah, because he's probably dead. I'm getting real Black Mirror vibes right now, and I don't like it.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work.
Because you're an awful
more
person.
Than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Yeah, because you put him in a cold place. Amala, if you like this game, you should really watch some Black Mirror, bro. I would say we could have a Black Mirror watch party, but I don't know if if that's actually everyone should be able to make that decision of what they want to watch in that show. I can share one to you.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Is there even a path? Yeah. Yo! These walls! These walls are in the Stanley Parable!
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house
You're a little
game.
bitch,
You know,
that's
that one
the
used
problem.
to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end.
You changed it. I
But
would have been
that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
That you are the problem. That's what it's trying to communicate, is that you put him in this situation.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
I swear to God. This game makes me so angry. Rather, this experience makes me angry. And it's on purpose. I got the 7 right. This is like the end is never the end is never the end is never the end.
Other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely.
Because you put him in this place.
You know, that's it. That's the end of the conversation. Not
second
giving me
you
any
started
way to fix
showing
the problem.
people his
I
stuff.
feel like a failure, I guess. When I
You
can't
put him here.
fix the problem. But I can open this
Because
door
you
for
gave
you,
him
so
no more
let me do
choice.
that.
And that's the problem.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why.
Because you're a bad friend.
I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point.
I think the point of this is that it's all saying that in reverse.
I had been trying to, though. That was the thing.
Like this whole game,
for years I was trying to get to
the
know
narrator
him,
was never supposed to be the good guy, which is probably
and
evident.
What he stood for. I asked him so many times,
And if
so
so,
please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
I like that light.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
'Cause you did. 'Cause you betrayed his trust. Like, bro, he literally admitted he altered a game that represented, like, the happiest point of his friend's life.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did.
Yeah, no.
I poisoned it for you.
I also said he was evil. Awful friend.
I don't think I ever told you this, But when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
No, these games are not for.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say.
Which is the whole point of this game.
Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Yeah, people like that are awful, and I hate them. With a burning, fiery passion. Stop adding lampposts? You motherfucker. You lied to us.
And then you stopped. And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
This is the backwards. We gotta do it right.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself. That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
There's a lot going on in my head right now.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution.
Yeah, I do too. But I can't open it for 13 more years. Or something like that, I can't remember. I think it's 10 total.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making
I'm not
prison
jump
games,
skipping it because I want to earn it.
maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
Because your mind is a prison that you're trapped in. Enough. Yeah, I think I have 7 years left. Thank you. I love a herringbone.
Even now, the
Thank you.
disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Yeah, you are a pretty shitty person, so that sucks for you. Woo-wah? I'm just kidding. Ugh. It's creepy. I'm still trying to understand the overall...
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
That's kind of sad. There was definitely a point in my life where, like, I relied on external validation to, like, motivate me to keep going, but I feel like in doing content, like, you inherently have to start not really, like, thinking about it, because if not, like, it's not sustainable. Like, the reason I'm still streaming after 4.5 years is, like, not always through, like, external validation. Like, there's so much internal validation you have to be able to do it that long. Like, because everyone, like, on YouTube might say that, like, a video sucks, but, like, that doesn't mean that it does, because it's just the algorithm. Then again, I think of things from, like, a sustainability standpoint. I like the mesh on this. So it's like, that's not sustainable. But also, our society wants you to fully rely on the validation of others so that they can continue to crush you and make you numb.
I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do.
It's okay to have work to do.
Make up for.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna... Okay.
We're gonna go through these. Understood game mechanic. Unless there's a wall here. Nope. It's funny how these levels are designed, because, like, you know where you're supposed to go, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of, like... There's a lot of psychology in this one. There's not a lot of games that make the person in your head like a subtle bad guy. Like, bad people can't like not be fixed, but that doesn't make them not bad people in that moment. Also, museums are literally just this. Interesting. You played this as a kid? Whoa. I feel like if I would have experienced this younger, younger is like not, oh, of course, this is kind of cool as a thing right here. I feel like if I would have experienced this at a time where I needed some of, like, the messages, like, it probably would have hit very differently. Whereas, like, I don't know. Yeah, if I would have played this when I was about 15, it probably would have... I don't know, I feel like I've been through so much shit now that, like, my tolerance for, like, the negativity of, like, people obsessively taking your work and shit, it's just, like, my threshold of tolerance is, like, down here, like... So it, like, causes, like, a lack of sympathy and understanding for, like, the narrator in this situation, because I'm just like, brother, you fucked up. And now we float. Oh, but we can't see the world this time. Oh, there it is. Oh, whoa, Mala like this. "15 minutes. So interesting. I don't know. It's also such like an interpretation thing. It's similar to the Stanley Parable in that, like, it's up to your interpretation.
Turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove that I'm brave. Let me keep going. But the cave goes for miles and miles and miles.
What is, like, y'all's interpretation,
And
I guess?
you're so tired, but I know that you're strong.
I think there's a lot of pieces to it.
So turn back. Turn back.
I'm just curious y'all's own, like, takeaways. Any derp interpretations in these kinds of games? Interesting. See, like, There's like a lot of surface level stuff, but I feel like there's a lot of like... There's a lot going on here. Somebody had a good review. It says, is it about dealing with depression or social anxiety, about connection, about artistic creativity? I'm not really sure. Still playing this game made me realize that I still haven't found my lamppost in life. That's so... interesting. I think it's supposed to make you feel like invasive, but like it's just weird. Now, like, Coda surely isn't a real person. What? My interpretation was that this was all... like, it's a story, no? Are we under the interpretation that Davey actually put all of the games from a friend Coda that he had in his life into a game? You can't tell if this is a bit. No, I actually thought Coda was made up. Not true story. Okay. Oh, you meant Lumu. No, I see how people could think this was real. The whole goal is to make you think it's real. Sorry if I just peeled back a curtain. Whoopsies. Didn't mean to ruin your life. How was I supposed to know? No, like, okay, you're not supposed to know that it's a story. That's the point. There's actually a negative review on here because they said that they felt invasive into something that they weren't supposed to experience. It's just another journey like the Stanley Parable. If it was real, I don't think that Davey Wreden would put this out there because of how, like, openly emotional he was at the end. Now, like, I could be wrong. Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Coda, like, for sure had stuff going on, but the breaking of the trust, like, that Davey did in this situation, like, that crosses so many lines. But now I will also say, like, I feel like there are times that external validation isn't, like, being obsessed with it's a problem, but like just seeking it isn't. Now, what's also interesting is if you think about the actual creator and what he was trying to tell you through the games that he actually made through to this, because that's the situation we're in right now where we're like, well, what was the actual goal? Well, that's the point. Yeah, no, exactly. For a minute, I thought Davey was Coda, and that this happened to Davey. But I think that's also just in whatever the hell the goal is to portray there. Now, I feel moved. I don't know what direction. The whole point is that the game has no point. So, to be fair, it hit right where it was trying to. Successfully. It reached its goal. What time is it? It's 6:30? Okay, we're gonna end stream. Because I did not realize how late it was. I guess stream crashed around like 4, huh? We're gonna read Shelly. Shelly's playing Date Everything, which we saw Wolf play this the other day. And we made him talk to a plunger who is actually a rapper. Thank you guys for hanging out. This is really fun. It's nice to play like one-off games sometimes. There's like a lot going on, obviously, and there's going to be a lot going on. Gotta do the mural at some point this week and start. Probably like this weekend. Upcoming weekend we'll paint the mural. Or maybe like Friday. We'll do that. Yeah. Alex is real, by the way.
Nuh-uh.
Oh. I realized that you guys haven't seen him in like a month. He's real.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Say hi.
Hi, Stanley. You're showing your tummy.
She's not gonna say hi.
Where's your...
Sup, nerds?
Stanley Bella. Oh. Okay. Have a good night.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.
Do you want to try it again?